Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. I wanted to do a vlog. It's been so long since I've done a vlog. About kind of 1 month later after doing the KonMari method in my craft room. That was my most popular video in April. I published the video, I think like the 2nd or 3rd of April. And not only did it get a lot of views, but it also got a lot of people watching the entire video. It was 2.5 hours long. So that was kind of amazing. I thought there'd be a lot more kind of jumping around to different categories within the craft room, but a lot of people watched and left comments throughout the video to talk about their different struggles that they were having in their own craft room organization. And I just wanted to kind of update you on how it's going, things I've changed, things I've kept the same. Pretty much everything has kept the same. I've gotten rid of a few more things. I got rid of my glass paint. I got rid of my silk flowers. I've kind of been going through, and as I kind of get out supplies for a project, I kind of ask myself, am I really going to use this again? And also ask myself, is there something else I could use? If I got rid of this, would I have something else that would do the same thing? I still have a lot. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I have a lot and I enjoy it. And I do like having different brands of pastels and pencils and things like that to use. And for a lot of people it would be very excessive, but for me, this is that happy medium for now. So some things that changed positively from doing the KonMari method was, for me, it's a lot easier for me to clean up after a project. So when I'm done, it only takes me about 5 minutes to put stuff back. And I think part of that is because I don't have to ransack the place to find that one stamp I want to use or that one embellishment. I know exactly where it is. And since I've gotten rid of so much stuff, the things are they're not so packed in, like every drawer isn't just ram full of stuff. It's like one layer. I can see what I have. I don't have to dishevel the whole thing to get to the one brad that I want. I can get my one thing and close the drawer, and I don't have to kind of disrupt everything else. So everything has a little bit more breathing room, I guess. The only downside, I would say, is that before, if I was kind of feeling uninspired, what I would do would be I'd come downstairs and pick an area and reorganize it and clean it. Or I'd just start cleaning until something sparked my interest and I'd start creating with that. So I don't have that anymore because everything has a home and everything's pretty well picked up and put away. So I mean, that's kind of foolish to consider that a downside, but that was something that was part of a ritual. I mean, if I was feeling kind of uninspired, I would come downstairs, clean up the mess from before, find things I wanted to work on, and then that would be kind of an inspiring way to start the day. Although lately, like before I did the KonMari method, I would come downstairs and just feel overwhelmed. So obviously that method had come to the point where it just wasn't going to work that well anymore. And as like I've done this area, I've also been working on the house upstairs, different categories. And I find the craft room was the most difficult, bar none, than any other category I've done. And I think it's because as crafters, we see the potential in everything. So not only do we like having the thing, we like having it, but we also like using it. So when we buy a new tube of paint or a stamp set, we're not buying it to have it, we're buying it to use it. And we're kind of buying it to have it too, because we could probably otherwise borrow it from a friend maybe, but we want to have it, but we also want to use it. So it's kind of a twofold collection versus like collecting antique teacups or something like that. We get a little more joy out of it, but it also makes us kind of want to collect things such as like cigar boxes and old furniture and different things that we can upcycle and revamp and make beautiful again. So we struggle, I think, with a lot of emotional things when we're talking about decluttering our craft supplies. Some people were very distressed that I was getting rid of things and they were afraid that I was going to regret it. I have not regretted anything that I've given away. Although I have to be honest, when I was packing up all the stuff to go to Goodwill after my friends went through everything, I think I did take 2 stamp and die sets and take them back, and I have used them. I said, like, I gotta use them within the first like week or two where they're going back out, and I did use them, and turns out I really liked them, but it's like I was so overwhelmed with all the stuff that I didn't use that I couldn't even tell what I liked sometimes. It was just kind of like, it was just so much stuff that it wasn't inspiring anymore. So you've got to find that happy medium for you. I think it's different for everybody. Some people just want, they just want like a little box of watercolors, a pad of paper, and that would be that. And then other people want a room full of stamps and inks and different things to spark their creative urges. And I think it's all right. It doesn't matter which one you are. You just have to kind of identify that. So it's been going really well for me. The other thing I wanted to mention is that if you're kind of like a high stress hot mess like me, I mean, I'm always like kind of stressed out, not stressed out, but like kind of worrying about something, it's not going to change you. You know, you're still going to be a high stress hot mess just with a tidier house or a tidier craft room. It's not going to change you. You may feel momentarily calm, but then, you know, the next level of worry will bubble up and you'll start fixating on those things. So it's not going to change you as a person. Like KonMariing your house and cleaning it out, you'll be happier and you probably will be a little bit more relaxed, but that level of relax and comfort definitely shifts. So, you know, you get it all done, you feel this like instant like burst of endorphins or satisfaction, gratification, whatever. You feel like you get this win and you feel like, yeah, you know, life is perfect, I am awesome. But then you get used to it and then it's like, huh, look at those cobwebs. Or you're just like, huh, I don't feel like doing anything today. You know, you settle in and it's not it's life changing, but it's not like you're gonna have this perfect magazine life. Nobody has those, not even magazine people. They don't have that. Nobody has that, you know? So you're still going to be you. You're going to get comfortable with your new clean level, and then you may realize, wow, I need to get rid of more stuff. Or you might realize that, ooh, that trim needs some paint or the walls need some paint. That's what I'm noticing right now. I really want to like maybe plant some things and do some landscaping and paint some walls and stuff, because you kind of tackle this big thing and then you see all the other stuff that needs your attention and you kind of have to focus on that a little bit. I mean, it's a good thing. It's good to have goals and it's good to keep working towards things, but I just don't want anyone to be frustrated, like they get this big thing done and then they're not satisfied with it. You'll just have to keep finding other little things to work on as you go. I think that's fine, because you're going to have a lot more free time once you've gotten rid of a lot of stuff and you have kind of minimalized the excess, or got rid of the excess things that you don't like. You're going to have more space. You're going to have more time. That's the thing I really notice. It's like I'm getting the same amount of stuff done, but I have all this extra time. So it almost makes me procrastinate a little bit, and I hate wasting time. I hate that feeling of wasting time. So, you know, so you might want to just maybe make a list of projects you want to do after you've got everything all decluttered, because you're going to find yourself with this time on your hands that, and it's a great problem to have. But, you know, I want to let you know about that, because you may be like, well, how come I don't feel like, you know, dancing a jig all the time? My place is clean. What's the deal? Well, that's probably the thing. So one thing that I really liked, it's worked out very well for me, is keeping my surfaces clean. I've really noticed it upstairs, like in the bathrooms and in the kitchen. If I can keep my counters clean, or my work counter, if I can keep that clean, it's so much easier to clean. I can wipe things down, put away the stuff I've been using, wipe things down, and everything's set to 0 again for the next day, and I'm ready to work. So I'm pretty much keeping all my benches clean, and like I do have 2 projects out on my bench right now that I'm going to be working on today, but other than that, everything is cleaned up as soon as I'm done a project and put away. And I did manage to go to the Dollar Tree and get a few of these shallow baskets, and these are where I put my projects in progress. So I picked up some of these ink blending tools, because I've always made my own, but I want to do a comparison video on how these compare to my homemade ones. You know, just kind of do a comparison, because I've always been curious and I saw them on sale, so I figured why not. And I find that I have an easier time thinking about projects and planning projects, because I don't have so much visual clutter around. I still have plenty of it. I have plenty of stuff, but I have empty shelves and I have room in drawers, and that is a great feeling. Oh, shopping habits. This has changed. I was never a really big shopper. A lot of the excess product that I had was from projects that I did for clients, so I'd end up with like way more ribbon than I could ever use, or extra sets of markers, extra sets of pencils, which I would use in classes and whatnot, so they would get used, but it was still a lot of excess. So I'm not really a big shopper. So the thing that has changed for me is either waiting until I have enough things that I need, you know, to make an order and get free shipping and whatnot, or just making do with what I have. And if somebody like contacts me and asks me to send me something for free to try out, I'm more inclined to say no now. I always said no if it wasn't something that my viewers had requested anyway, but then I'm much more inclined to say no, even if it is something that was requested, depending on how popular it is, just because I don't need all the excess stuff. As far as shopping, what has changed for me, I've only gone out shopping a couple times since I've done the KonMari method, and it was because I was going for something else. So I've only been in a craft store about twice. But the thing that I noticed was that I stay away from bargain bins. It didn't even pique my interest to go over there. And like the shopping trip before I did KonMari method, I came home with a stack of pattern paper pads because they were on sale for $5 or $7 and they were gorgeous. You know, now I can look at them, I can appreciate them, and they can live at the store. Because one thing that I read the second book, the Spark Joy, which is after the life-changing magic of tidying up, and she was talking about helping her dad, and her dad had like all of these shirts, like blue shirts, they were all the same, he had like 40 of them. And she was like, Dad, why do you have so many shirts? Well, I really like the shirts, so I always pick one up when I'm in town. And she goes, but you don't need 40 shirts, you know, why do you? And then she goes, sometimes the best place to store something is at the store. And that just was like, store things at the store, wow. Because like, I mean, I would get low on something, or there would be a sale like on, say, like card blanks, just plain 5x7 cards and envelopes, and oh, they're on sale, well, I'm gonna grab a couple packages. Even though I have 2 packages at home, I'll grab a couple packages. This is crazy. That takes up space. I always have more than I can use up. The paper, the cardstock in them aren't really as good as the cardstock that I normally buy. So it's like, why am I doing that? They always, and the thing is, they always have it. They always put those on sale every couple of weeks. I don't need to buy them now. I can wait until I'm actually out before I go buy them. Store things at the store. And that has changed, that thought has changed my grocery shopping habits. Like I was grocery shopping last night, and I mean, before, I mean, I don't like to shop, so I would like heap my cart like over. I'd have like $300 worth of groceries just like in a heaping cart, and I would try to put as much time in between my grocery trips as I could because I just hated grocery shopping. I buy all this extra frozen stuff to put in the freezer downstairs. But it's like, but then I realized that my habits were, I would go grocery shopping when my son was in Scouts on Monday night. So I dropped him off at Boy Scouts. I would go grocery shopping and pick him up on the way home, and it was a perfect amount of time. Otherwise, I'd just go home and I wouldn't, just kind of waste an hour on the internet or scrolling on my phone. Maybe I'd exercise, but I would, okay, that's not a waste, but I would usually just waste that time. So I'm like, I'm doing this every week. I'm going every week. I don't need to stock up on 5 months worth of laundry detergent when I go to the grocery store. So, so I went, I bought what I needed, and I didn't have such a big load in my cart that I had to get someone to help me out with it. It was nice. And I also found that I wasn't buying as much junk food. Because before I used to be like, well, if I'm going to the grocery store, because I hate shopping, I'd be like, I need a treat. And my treat would usually be like tofuti, those like tofuti ice creams. They're non-dairy ice creams. They're totally, I think they're less healthy than like dairy ice creams because they have so many calories. Or I would get like, I don't know, the sweet chili Doritos, which are accidentally vegan. Or I'd get something that was total crap, no nutritional value, but I'd get it because I deserved a treat. It's like, really? I deserve to carry around extra pounds because I don't like shopping? Why does that equal, I don't like shopping, so I should put on weight? Why do I correlate those two things? That's not giving myself something. That is taking something away. That is making it difficult for me to achieve other goals that I have. I was kind of hoping that once I did the KonMari method, or once I started down that road, that I would, just drop 20 pounds. Because you always see these minimalists on YouTube, well, I do, because apparently all those videos are like recommended to me now. I see like all these thin minimalists, and they look so calm and relaxed and thin, and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna be all thin as soon as I'm done this minimalism stuff. As soon as I'm done this KonMari, it ain't happening, folks. There's gonna be more than just discarding a few boxes of junk to get rid of the junk in the trunk, if you know what I mean. But it did kind of like influence my shopping habits, where I'm thinking, this has no nutritional value. It's not going to help me achieve my goals. I'm going to be setting a poor example for my children. And why put something in my house? It's going to make me have a harder time with willpower. So, I mean, it was like, duh, why am I buying this? This is no reward. This is no treat. Just like going to, sometimes I would give myself like a reward, like, oh, I'm going to buy that new stamp set if I do this. It's like, if I use something up, I'm going to buy something else so that I have more crap in my room. That's not really a reward either. So, I think that it's kind of cleared my head a little bit. And I think mostly it's a very positive thing. I just think sometimes people get kind of on the bandwagon and they get rid of everything and then they regret it. So you've got to find that happy medium. If you're brand new to discarding things and you've read the book and you think, I'm going to just jump right in and start with a craft room, I think it takes a while to hone your decision-making ability. You might not know, you might just want to get rid of everything because you're just so gung-ho and you're so overwhelmed that you just want to take boxes, not even look at them, and just get rid of them. I think you would regret that. I think there's something about holding every item, asking yourself, not only does it spark joy, but is it something that's really useful that you're going to use, or is it something that's just going to sit there and you're just having it to have it? I don't know. I don't know what's right for you. I just know what's right for me. And I do like to have extra stuff on hand. Not really extra stuff. I like to have a wide variety because I don't like to go shopping. I don't like to run to the store. So I do store a lot of stuff here. But that's not right for everybody. And I don't know what to say other than that's just my experience with the KonMari method. I'm very happy with it. I haven't regretted anything I got rid of as far as in my wardrobe. I found like the wardrobe very easy. I found books actually pretty easy. I found toiletries to be very easy, kitchen gadgets to be very easy. The only thing I had a hard time with kitchen things was that like my husband has like a kind of an expensive set of bakeware, not bakeware, pots and things. And then there was this pot that goes onto another pot that has all these little circles cut into them, and I think you're supposed to put in these little cups go in the circles. I'm not really sure what it's for, but I didn't want to get rid of it because it's part of a set. So it's like, well, I don't know what this does, but I think it might be a double boiler or an egg poacher or something, but it's like I don't want to get rid of that because it was expensive. I don't know what it does, and actually it's not mine, so it's not mine to get rid of. But pretty much everything else has been really easy to part with. So if you're kind of like that, in that boat like me, I would do other areas of your home first and then work on the craft area, kind of like KonMari said, work on mementos, because I believe that we as crafters and artists are a little bit more emotionally attached to our products that we create with, because we're not buying them to have, we're buying them to use, we're buying them to create with. So I feel like they're a little bit more sentimental than just your pots and pans and clothing. And some people are like that about books, and if you're really attached to books, maybe save that one for last so that you can really refine your decision-making ability, so you don't either get rid of too much or get rid of too little. But you can always go back and do more if you get rid of too little. So so that's pretty much all I wanted to say, I guess. I mean, the one downside is that I used to like to reorganize stuff, and now I don't need to reorganize things, which is absolutely insane. But there you have it. If you have any questions or any remarks, if you've done the KonMari method in your craft room, or you've just done a basic declutter, if you have any tips to share, please do that in the comments down below. That would be really helpful to other crafters as well. I will link up the book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, in the video description so that you can find that, and also Spark Joy, which is the second one. I listen to them both. I prefer audiobooks, but they are pretty short, and if you prefer just to read a paper book, I think you can get through it pretty quick. It's only like 4 hours to listen to, so it's not bad at all. And I did find it to be life-changing, but then again, you're still going to be the same person. You're not going to be like, if you were just kind of like, stressed out and, hyper and just, hot mess like me, you're still going to be that same hot mess we all love and enjoy. You're just going to have a cleaner house. That's it. So yeah, it is life-changing, but it's not you changing, so keep that in mind. I want to thank you so much for watching this video and watching the other video. I'll put that up in an iCard so you can check that out if you missed it, and see how much crap I had and how much crap I still do have in that video, but but it's progress, and I'm happy with the way things are going. And yeah, I just wanted to do a little follow-up. I think I've said that like 3 times. So thank you for indulging me this long vlog. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I love reading your comments, and we'll see you next time. Happy crafting.